Hey guys, Tony here. I just got off the phone with another therapist and I wanted to share some of my realizations through the conversation. So I always learn stuff when I talk to other therapists that are dealing with challenges and struggles. You know, I've been in the business 21 years. We've been through a lot, but to hear somebody who's going through those challenges right now, it's always a learning opportunity. One of the things that we were talking about was reducing risk of liability, reducing risk of, Medicare documentation audits and things like that. And I always want to understand the context of the person that I'm talking to. So my question to this therapist was, tell me a little bit about your practice. Do you have any employees? She doesn't. She's the owner operator. But I said, well, what conditions are you treating? Do you have an itch? And she said, yeah, complicated low back conditions. I treat the patients that fail traditional therapy. And I'm like, okay, what are your, most common interventions? And she's a manual-based therapist. And so I said, right now there's 2 strikes against you. Are you going to go for that 3rd strike? Because the reality is, while on the one hand, I don't ever want to talk anybody out of anything. If you're a client of mine and you're like, I want to climb Mount Everest, that's awesome. I want to support you and I want to help you achieve that goal. But understand that that's a huge goal, right? So if you're a therapist who wants to treat complicated low back conditions, if you're a therapist who wants to treat complicated neurologic conditions, that's awesome, but that's the Mount Everest of what we do. And taking that into account, there has to be a lot more than just passion to make that kind of project a success. And so I said, look, you're making a conscious decision, and I think it's important for you to acknowledge this. You're saying, I want to deliver manual therapy services. Hence, translate that into, I want to sell something that pays me the least out of the common codes, and probably requires the highest level of knowledge and the most work, right? Manual therapy as reimbursement reimburses less than therapeutic exercise, which reimburses less than neuro-re-ed or therapeutic activity. So you're making a conscious decision to say, I understand I'm going to earn 20+% less to deliver the service, but this is the service that I believe in. I also am making a conscious decision to say, I want to serve a community that requires far more intervention than is typical, which means that I'm probably going to go through the KX, through the financial threshold. I'm going to be using the KX modifier at a higher volume than other providers. And so certainly there's a chance that my numbers are going to be outliers when we look at this from an algorithmic basis. So you're making these conscious decisions to say, hey, this is what's important to me. This is what I want to do. That's awesome. Make it work, but understand that you're making your life 10 times, 100 times more difficult, So yes, it can be done. And I want to support you guys in whatever you want to do. And I want to provide the resources and the material and the references to help you be successful. But I also want you to acknowledge that making these choices is a choice. It's your choice. And you're choosing to do something that's significantly harder for significantly less profit, less money, less pay. But it's something that you want to do, something that's important to you. So guys, I wish you the best. If you have questions about any of this stuff, absolutely reach out to me. If you want to do a call with me, I'll put the link for my Clarity profile down in the description of this video. Super easy to do. Like I said, I can't take a lot of them, but I do take some of them. So otherwise, I wish you the best.